Greetings. So today I'm going to talk about the Passion Planner. I've talked about it previous years. The first time I got it, I loved it. I kept buying it. I bought different sizes here and there. In 2023, I was going along pretty good. And then I just hit a wall, mental wall. I just didn't want to go on with it for the rest of the year. And I didn't buy one at all in 2024. Now, 2024, the real reason I didn't buy it, which sounds kind of petty, is that they all look dark. There were no reds, no blues. It was like black, gray, some kind of dark brown. No, I need my colors. That's just what it is. I had bought a yellow one before. I'd bought a blue one before. I definitely had bought a couple of red ones before. So things have changed a little bit this year. I've got a part-time job. I actually enjoy that. I spend 4 days a week at home. That includes the weekends. And I work 3 days a week. I have other money coming in. So, I'm not rich, not even close to rich, but I have enough money to pay the bills. I'm thinking about things a little bit more. I want to figure out how I can generate income on my own, which had always been the main reason I used the planner in previous years, as well as scheduling myself to do stuff, because I still have 3 blogs of my own, one of my accountant. Not sure how long that's going to last because she's having her website rebuilt. I can build a website, but I'm not a pretty designer. I've never been a designer. But I put her on the map, and it's probably time for her to do something really good with it. I still write articles for her blog if she decides to continue with the blog going into the new year. But, I have other things I want to do. And what I have found out is that I have the part-time job, and I say, okay, great. Now I have 4 days at home, and I basically spend 3 days in the house doing a lot of nothing except maybe watching some YouTube videos. I don't have TV, don't have any of that other kind of stuff. And I said, okay, I'm getting another planner for this year, and I'm going to plan stuff, and I'm going to do stuff. So what I'm going to do is, I got the planner in the mail. I'm going to open this thing up, and I'm going to compare it to the one I used to have going back to this one actually goes back to 2022, because I threw away all my other planners because I said, okay, I'm not buying a planner anymore. But it turns out I didn't throw this one away. So I found it in another place when I was looking at stuff. And I said, yes, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to compare it to this, compare it to some of the early pages. I know that a lot of the stuff is the exact same, which is the real reason I kept buying the Passion Planner, because it pretty much is the same. So let's open this thing up. And I don't think it's all that hard to open up. Except now I got paper all over the place, so. And this is what it's going to be. I think it's kind of cool. The red with the gold. That is so cool. They had another one that I thought about getting, but I decided to get this one because of the gold. They had a straight up red one, which had some kind of design on it. And I thought about that one, but, this is my thing. So, anyway, this is it. Now, here's the first thing I want to show you. There's a difference in size. It's not overtly bigger, but this is pretty much like, what do you call it, 11.5 by 8. And this is basically considered 8 by 10 or whatever. The other one used to be 5 by 7. But this is the large one. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to look at a few early pages on each one of these things. So the first thing it does is it gives you an option where you can write some information if you're worried about leaving it somewhere. So if you leave it somewhere and someone finds it, you can put that information in there. Not my style. It's no way it's never leaving the house. Well, it's possible I might decide to go out for breakfast or lunch one day and I'll take it with me. But in general terms, that ain't going to happen. So I have that in there. Then on the old one, it talks about how will you benefit from Passion Planner. Well, I didn't do anything with that before because I'd been using it already. But it's got a thing at the bottom on the old one where it says a fresh start, and you get to highlight certain areas. So I'm looking at this one here. I don't see that the new one has a fresh start, so I don't have to compare it with that. Then it talks about welcome, our story, how we did all this kind of stuff, whatever. Don't care anymore. It was fascinating when I first discovered it, but I don't need that anymore. But if you decide to buy a passion planner, that works out kind of neat. I'm going to show you this because this is new in the new book. So you get to decide those few things if that's something you want to look at. And one of the things is that if you buy a passion planner or any other things that they have on that site, they will give some of the, if you spend $50, they're going to send maybe $2 to some kind of charities. So at least that's something. It's not a bunch, but they have a high overhead. They're not a big company. There's not tons of people who do these things, but they at least try something. So you've got that. And this is what the planner used to be. So it could tell people how they can use it, how to set things up. And the others used to have this thing. I haven't looked at the new one, obviously, since I just got it. But right here, it says your passion roadmap. And then I just put this thing on here because that was something that I had as far as, I like to use stickers that I put in it. But, you have a wish list you can put here. And then you have all these different things that you can, do it like that. And then on this side here, basically it's got, you put something for all these different things, and then whatever is your number one thing, you put that over here, and then you set up your time frame. I'm looking at my finger trying to figure out how this goes. Anyway, I think that's kind of cool. And basically, it's got an area where it's called the space of infinite possibilities. This is the old one. You can see it on both sides. And then you just dive right into it. With the new one here, let's see if it has that kind of thing. So the new one, as you can see here, is talking about the passion planner, how to use it, give you a few things. And then you get to do something which is different. This is nice. Uncover your compass. What are your core values? So it makes you do a self-evaluation of yourself. That's not so bad. I'll probably pick out some of those. And then here's the roadmap again, just like in that one. Obviously it's bigger, so I have more room. And then you can create what it calls a vision board. I don't see me doing that. Actually, I have a big vision board that I put together back in the 2000s. And I would put different pictures on it, things I wanted, different. I had a house on there. I'm trying to figure out how to have it. I had a house on there when I already lived in the house. But I think the idea was I had hoped to pay off the house within 10 years. That obviously didn't happen, but it was still something there. And then this one here is the new one, monthly habit practices. That's not so bad. We'll see how that goes. Yep, there's one for every month for the year. And then it goes into every month. So what happens is you have a month thing like this where you can put certain things in, big things, and all these here. And then you have the weekly. So this is the weekly. And I put a lot of stuff in there in previous years. Like I said, 2023, I was going along real good. And then I just lost the energy. Didn't want to do it anymore. But I'm going to use this. I'm telling myself I'm going to do this. I want to try to generate somewhere between, this is a big range, but I'm going to do it. Or at least I'm telling myself. I want to generate between 5,000 and 40,000. I was going to say 50,000, but that's too easy. As far as too easy to say. But I want to generate income because I want to focus on certain things. I still have an incorporated business. I still, like I said, I write for my accountant, but I haven't marketed writing for anyone else. I've added a little bit of it to one of my blogs at the end of every blog where I say, you know, hey, I offer certain services. Check this link out, and then you can go see it. So it's there. I'm on, God, what is that thing called? It'll come to me here in a little bit, I bet. But, you know, it's a thing where not Slack, doesn't matter. Anyway, you can bid on gigs to write or to edit or to do all other kinds of things. And truth of the matter is that I got tired of it because when it first came out, you could bid on things and it was, you know, kind of equal. You wanted to be there as soon as you could, but it was the same price for everyone. And then all of a sudden, I think it was a big money grab where they wanted people to buy more of these things that they called connects. Okay, I'm getting closer to what it's called, but you could buy those things. So I found myself sometimes, you know, okay, I've hit a number here. I'm going to bid this much on it. And then it would already tell you, sorry, your number is way below what other people are doing. So then you bid a little bit more, and then it says, oh, someone else just beat you. And then you try again, and someone else just beat you. I said, well, wait a minute. Now it's a total money grab. And the people who are looking for someone to do certain things for them in all these different industries, they're only seeing the top bidders. And if they don't want those people, and they'll say, okay, I'll go look at more. Well, other bidders keep bidding on it higher and higher. So I don't think that's fair. And I also turned out, because I tried it one time where I was real early on something. I said, okay, I'm going to bid 10 just to see what happens. And 3 hours later, I was non-existent. People had just gone up to 30 and 40. I said, nah, I'm not doing it. But I'm going to do this thing. I need more motivation in this coming year for multiple reasons. But really, I want to have a little bit more money in the bank. I want to take care of a few more things in the house because I had to take care of the water heater because that sucker blew up. And I had to take care of the pipes in the kitchen because they had totally backed up over the course of probably more than 30 years. And since I haven't been in this house 30 years, that shows, okay, that ain't all my fault. Not even close to it. Matter of fact, the guy, when he came and did the pipe, said, that's probably been in there since before you bought the house. It could have gone back decades. So there's different things like that I want to do. And, you know, we don't know what's going to happen with Social Security. We don't know what's going to happen in healthcare. I have a job delivering pharmaceuticals in healthcare, but we don't know what's going to happen with that. So I have to verify with myself that I can be sustainable on my own. And I'm hoping this is going to do me some good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link down below so you can check out the Passion Planner page if you're interested. Take a look. You never know. There's a bunch of other planners out there, by the way. My niece Crystal, she uses something totally different. I've used other things. I used to use the Franklin planner for a few years because my friend Kelvin was using that. But that thing it's huge. Instead of something like this, you had 2 daily, the exact same day, fill all this stuff out, and you had to buy the entire year, and you could only put in 3 months at a time, because if you tried to put more, the thing would basically scream at you and say, hey, stop doing that. Okay, that's a lie. But just you can see, I don't know why I didn't throw this away, but this is it. And I took everything else out of it, but it could only handle 3 months at a time. So you couldn't look back at anything. Well, you could buy a thing that you could put those things in. No, just too much. So there you go. Anyway, my name is Mitch Mitchell. Let me know if you're thinking about getting a planner. I will recommend the Passion Planner. By the way, if you're one of those people who believes in the law of attraction, they actually have a law of attraction planner. And I just found out about this 10 minutes before I decided I was going to do this video. Okay, I knew I was going to do this video, but I went looking for some other stuff, and there's a law of attraction planner. It's been iffy. Some people totally love it. Some people think that it dropped the ball in certain places. I'm not worried about it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. My name is Mitch Mitchell. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. And Merry Christmas, which is coming up next Wednesday. And since I never say that to anybody in person, y'all got something that people who know me aren't going to hear. You take care.